record so that I can drop it for others.
Okay,
so now one of the things I try to learn, like I always say, we need to keep learning. The things I try to learn and do is to find a way to make all of these things simpler and easier for myself. So this in this particular time what I would do is one of my simplest methods of doing setup is what I'm going to use so that we can do as many as possible. Now, so let's start with gold. Now, what I just do is, okay, I was working on all of this. Let me go to the ones I've not even touched at all. Okay, let me bring another gold out. Gold, okay, gold USD. So, so look at this. So look at this particular one now. We have a full chart, nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm using NT4. If you are using TradingView, you might not be able to do this very well. Or let me say I don't know how to bring out the period separator on MT on TradingView rather. So I'm sure I've taught you one way or the other. This is what I'm trying to do now. So I brought out the TradingView, the period separator, and I pull out my fib. So as I can see, the month before this current month is what I'm going to be placing my fib on, and then swing high to swing low, because that's what I can see. And then I'm going to mark all the level visible. I'm going to mark all of those levels. So once I've done this, I can take my fib off. So, but then I love to probably leave it. Now, for me, with what I've done, what I'm looking for is simple. I'm waiting for this current price to touch this level, and then once that happens, I'm going to buy. You can see that, in fact, somehow I'm almost missing the game. Look at it; it's already rejecting it. Though it didn't touch where I wanted it to touch, but then I will still have to wait patiently to see that happen. Now, my bias is simple on this. My bias is bullish, even though gold has gone too high. And then the reason I can comfortably buy, even when many people will think, okay, gold has gone too high, you should sell, is because I'm not looking for something. I'm not looking for 500 pips. I'm not looking for any huge pips. What I'm looking for is 50, 70 pips, and I'm done. So, and a gold can do that in just 30 minutes. So, and that's why if this touches this in a good time, I'm going to buy. Why? Because we can see that it is moving up. So what I do basically when I'm using this method is, once I mark those levels, I watch out for price reaction on those key levels alone. So I will wait for price to get to that key level. So once price gets to that key level, I will take my trade. So let's do something else. Are you following? Hello, are you following me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Are you sure?
But I didn't hear the last thing you said. You said you wait for price to get to that key level. That was what
Yes,
I
once I
lacked.
marked my key levels, I'm going to be patient enough for price to get there, because it is just impossible for price to touch key level and not react. It is just impossible. And then please note that I'm on D1. I'm on
Oh,
D1. Please note that. And then I was going to do something before this class, but somehow, I got carried away to another thing I was doing that I couldn't finish it. I wanted to add the other fib level that I have, but then since my system, my laptop crashed, and then I've not added it. So there are levels, there are like two other levels between 61.8 and 100.0. So if I've added that, you will see that even this price rejection will fall on the key level if you have added that. So let's try another thing. So I've done this. See what happened here. This is so before I leave go, that simply means that if this happen, I take my trade, I make my money, I make whatever it is that I can make out of it. By tomorrow, once you check your chart again, price is always, key levels are like magnets. They always attract price. So to take trade without them reaching key level is increasing. Is increasing your risk.
hello, I can't hear you again.
Hello, I'm coming. Let me just leave here so that we can focus.
All right, all right.
Okay, so can you hear me now? So
Yes, I can hear you.
I had to leave that place. I'm in my parents' house with my family, so we came to greet them. So there's been a lot of noise around that place. So I have to just excuse me. So as I was saying, look at this particular one now. Okay, I'm still on good. Let me move to this other one. Okay, look, I want you to look at price reaction on those key level. Now, for someone like me, I said I'm only looking for between 50 and 70 pips every time. Now, there's no point price touch that particular key level, especially if your fib is on D1, that there won't be a movement of close to 50 pips, if not more. Now, of course, that is just one out of many other things we check. But I'm just telling you that for me, that has been the strongest tool for now. Because now, the first thing I do, that's the first thing I do before any other thing. Of course, this, we can as well draw a trend line here also, just to increase our confidence, of course. So all of that is just to prove more that, okay, we'll be able to do well if we'll be doing something right if we decide to buy, if it's a buy. But let me move from good. We still have other peers to work with, and then limited time. So look at the fib I drew here. Look at price reaction. Now, what I personally will be waiting for is, and then let me also say this before I forget, you can also choose to work on H4 instead of D1, because if you work on H4 I mean, you might not have to wait so much like I'm going to wait, but it's just that, just like H4 is a good time frame, but the key level on H4 cannot be as strong as the key level on D1. That is only the difference. But then you will see trade faster. You'll be able to take more trade. So if you use H4 and I use D1, you will take more trade than I would than I would take. Are you following me?
Yes, yes.
So as I was saying now, so this particular one, look at this. I'm going to wait for it to either, I'll wait for it to settle. And what do I mean by being settled? Either it comes to 61.8 or it comes back to 50.0. I want it to decide where it's going so that I can know what I'm going to do. And then that's one set. The other thing is that, look at this. What can you see? This is a pattern forming already, and it's very obvious. This is an head and shoulder forming already, and this is the neckline. See, can you see my blue zone? So that's the neckline. So now for me, based on the fib level, if price touches here, I might likely sell, but then it all depends on the the price action that comes after that. Let me go to another one so that you can see. Now, once we are able to check through, if we see anyone that is on a key level, we'll take the trade immediately, even in this class. If you see anyone that is on a key level, even though market is almost closing, I mean, this session is almost closing, but so that we can at least see what I'm talking about. Now, look at this. I've already drew this. Look at this. See how price reacted on this 61.8 key level. And then here we go. So now, for me, this is a good trade. Look at this. For me, it's a good trade. Look at what happened. Let me go back to D1. I could have just sold from 61.8 and my TP will be 50.0 or any place earlier if I get my targeted peak before then. So now, but one thing I want you to notice in all of this is, in this particular one, is that now for someone else, this is still a good trade because your SL can still be 30 pips. Because I mean, if I still put my SL here, I'm still okay while I sell down here. But then, personally, I would have loved to wait for price to come back here if it's going to come back here, because this trade is late already, because you could have taken this trade around this region. If that has happened already, I will have probably made some. Let me even check. Okay, not too much money yet. So that means market is still going anyway. So really speaking, I want you to, I just want to emphasize one thing in this class today. I don't want to talk about so many things, so you don't you don't mix everything up. You can see we started by drawing fib on D1, and that's what I've been following, and that's what I will follow through all of the chart I'm going to show. And I can just mention a few other things, but that is the focus for today. If you can stay with that and then master that, your game will increase, and your game will improve, I must say. So this trade is late, but if you have a large appetite if you can take more SL, because for someone like me, I will conveniently love to put my SL here just for for spike's sake, but then your SL is okay 2-3 pips above the 61.8 level, but just for spike's sake, I would love to put it there. So, but then let me not be too sure, but I'm almost sure that this should fall. At least do another touch, at least to this level. This is the 5991 level. At least do a touch of that before we eventually break this level. This level is a key level, and I don't need to even explain that because it's obvious. See what happened here, see what happened here, see what happened here, and see what is happening here already. And this is a D1. This is not M15. This is not M30. This is not H1. This is not H4. This is D1. So if you see rejection on D1 this frequently, you should know that So something you should pay attention to. Even though ultimately it's going to be broken, but then you can still take some money selling it from that point. So let's move to another pair. GJ. Now for me, GJ looks perfect. And the only reason I didn't take GJ till now is because when I saw it was already 3:30 and I couldn't take trade around that time. But then if I had seen this setup on 8 by let's say 8 a.m., I'll probably have taken it already. Now look at the trend line, look at my fee 61.8, look at the my what do we call it? EMA, and then look at the price actions there. So the price could not close above that key level. Price kept getting rejected. Kept getting rejected on that key level. So, I mean, the least we should be expecting is a sell from that level. I mean, the least we should be expecting is a sell from that level to 50.0, and that's 163 pips. But as you know, I'm not looking for that. 50, 70 pips, I'm okay and I'm off. So, and then, so of all the trade I've been talking about most, this seems to be the surest. But you know, nothing is actually very sure. Nothing is actually totally sure, rather. But then this seems to be the surest that we are going to slightly see a sell down to 50.0, 32.8. One thing about me is that I don't predict market. I believe you guys must have noticed by now. I don't say price will go there, go there. What I do is I'm like an hunter. I set my trap. Once you enter it, I take my profit. So I I set my key level. Once you enter it, I know there must be a reaction on the key levels. I take my money on that level and I go. So either the price choose to go up or down, it's not even my problem. I just want to make my money and go. So I cannot tell you what DJ would do in the next 3 weeks or 1 month. I don't really care about that. I just want to enter the market, take my pips, and walk away. So I'm sure you understand how I got this GJ trade set up. Do you?
Yes, I do. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the fib level, the trend line, and then of course the EMA is just coincidence. I wasn't watching out for it. It's just a coincidence, giving us a good confluence, and then looking at the price action. Say
That's
something.
20 EMA, but
Yeah, exactly. It's 20 EMA.
I said that's 20 EMA.
So this USD card. Okay, I don't think I've worked on this, so let me remove everything here and probably. So this is USD card. So fee. Okay, let me adjust. So I draw my fib. I mark the key levels and then I wait. So that's my process in just 3 steps. Set my fib and mark my key level and I wait. Because if what you mark as key level is actually key level, price must react when they get there. It's just impossible for price not to react when you get there. So now price is currently between 38.2 and 50.0. Obviously seems like it's going to 50.0. So you're just gonna wait. Like I said, that is the idea. Just gonna wait. So I can't take the trade now. I'll probably just wait. So by tomorrow morning we should be closer to a key level or be on a key level, either 38.2 or 50.0. But most likely it's gonna come down to 50.0. Because if you look at this also very well, even though it's not very clear, it's almost not clear, but this is an head and shoulder pattern for me. This is the first shoulder, this is the head, this is the second shoulder. So if this price comes towards 50.0 and give me a little retest, I'm going to sell from here. I'm just saying. So of course, it's not a full head and shoulder anyway, but it's what it looks like. And then the reason I can confidently probably do that is the overall trend is downward. So if the head and shoulder forms, it's still going to confirm that price is going down. So why not just follow a trade like that? But then the basic rule from what I'm talking about here is I wait for price reaction on key level and I take my trade. So it's as good as I'm setting the trade already now. I'm setting the trap already. So the period separate, and that's one of the reasons I kind of prefer, even though it gives me a lot of challenge, prefer this NT4, doing my chart on NT4 than doing it on trading view. Or maybe I should say it's my own. I don't know how to use that yet. I don't know how to put out my period separator on trading view, and that's the only challenge I probably have now. As soon as I can pull out my period separator on trading view, I'll most likely prefer trading view because my charts, my analysis will stay there almost forever. Unlike this one that if I shut down now, I will have to start all over again tomorrow. So I mark my levels. And I wait. Can you see how price came to retest the 61.8 and then went all the way to 100.0?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we are talking about. So here now, this is, so price is below 100.0, and then whichever way you have chosen to mark your key level, it's obvious that price is on key level. But then for someone like me, I would just love a little retest, and then there we go. Now, of course, there are short retest here, but then I still probably want a retest either on this 100.0 or close to this EMA before I can sell. But of course, it is a good sell for now. GA will probably continue going down, at least for now. So, like I said, I don't like to predict. So what I'm just going to say is, if price come to 100 to do a retest, I'll be so glad to sell and take my pips and work. Because if I'm seeing this where this is a range, this is a zone. This is an obvious zone. But just to be sure, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. So it's a major zone, and if it is going to be broken, we need a very good retest. We need a very so if I'm going to sell this, I need a good retest. Lest we enter one chance with it. But then ultimately you can see what price is doing here. So ultimately we can see what price is doing. There's a channel here, but then you don't even have any reason getting to weekly charts. It's just a waste of time. But just to know in perspective what price is doing. So let's go to which one is this? GCAD. It's okay. GBP card. Swing right, swing low. So now there's a good sell opportunity that is currently on ground. If you have not even missed it already. I wish I was able to do this last night or probably early this morning. Well, I've seen a lot of opportunity, and that is the truth. But then I just couldn't. The network at my side has been crazy. I thought it was the network provider until I got here. So look at what I'm saying. Let me first show you on the D1. Look at what price is doing here. See. Of course, if you put a trend line, it will be obvious that it's a trend, it's a downtrend. But either you do that or not, look at what price is doing. This is the key level we are watching out for. Price came after you started selling. Price came, rallied up again, and it got rejected. So if you have done this, by let's say last night or this morning, and the price got to this, and you have sold, let's see what happened. Look at the rejection. Look at the rejection candles. So price has gone down 42 pips already. Look at the rejection candles. It's obvious that the key level here is on, has no doubt. See, it is almost very clear. I mean, it's very clear. It's very clear. So for no, you can't even do this. I wanted to say if you can take large SL, but then you can't even take large SL. This is 85 pips SL. That won't be cool at all. So we'll probably wait for you'll see that I'm using the word wait because that's the real work here. Waiting is the real work here. So if price ever rallied up a little bit again, giving you a good chance to sell. Of course, buyers are still in the game, still pushing price up, so they might likely even push it a little bit up before it comes down more. But then you don't even want to care if it's going to go up ultimately or come down ultimately. But you know that a rejection must happen on key level. I mean, so you just want to take advantage of that and work. So Euro GPP, it's even obvious this is on a key level already. It's obvious this is on a key level. But let's still do our stuff. So the question now is this: for a chart like this, how do we interpret this? I'm listening. Who's gonna explain this one for us from what we've discussed so far? For a chart like this, how do we interact with this? What do we do?
Please.
Hello, I'm listening. Huh?
Hello?
Your voice is big. I can hear you now.
Okay. I said since the price has already broken 61.8, heading towards 100.0, it is just better we wait and allow it to get to 100.0, probably reject that particular zone or break it before we take any decision.
Okay. That's is that Walex or who spoke?
No,
That's not Alex.
Okay, so Alex, what do you want to say to that?
Yeah, exactly. We have to wait for that price. Although where he is right now is actually it's a key level two as well. But we have since it is almost going to that 100.0, one should just wait and the market will soon close down. So there's no point rushing into this particular trade. And it's still showing some elements of selling right now. So one should just wait probably and see what happens around that 100.0 before taking a decision.
Okay, so that is it. I'm trying to check something out. I spoke about other fib levels that seems I've been promising them since. We have not been able to. At least let me add one in front of you so that you can, so that when I drop the other ones, you can add them. So I want to add 76.4 level. Okay, yes. 78.6. So the question is, how do I add level to field? Just double. Sorry, this is supposed to be here. So just double click on the. What just happened? So now, so we just right click on the field and go to field properties. And then after that, click on add. So I said I want to add 78.6. 78.6. That would be 0.786, and then this will be 786. So I'm not so sure I'm getting this right, but then let's add and see. This is adding 78.6. No, let's go and edit it. But you can see where it came. You know, while I was saying in a particular chat that by the time I had other levels, you will see that what happened somewhere happened on a key level also. Do you remember I said that?
Yes.
Now look at what happened. Look at this rejection now. You can see that it didn't just happen anyway. It happened on 78.6.
Yes.
So it happened on the 78.6 fib level. And then, like I already said, any level, any fib level on D1 is a key level. Please pay attention to it. Don't say it is only 30.0, 38.2, 50, and 61. That is any level on fib on D1, or let me just say D1 and above, because you might be doing a long-term projection of an asset. So so if it is D1 and above, any level you see on key level is a key level, and you should pay attention to it. So see what we have on 78.6. Let me see edit this thing. I'm not getting the best of it. So I think there's still one or two more levels, but I will find it. I lost all of that and there's still another one. I don't know how to share with you. I know I promised to Alex one day like that. If you have reminded me, I'll find a way to share it. These candlestick timer, I have it on my flash, and I think that's why I didn't